Hello YouTube, this is GoToGamer with our first series on Stellaris. So for some of you who are not familiar with the series on Stellaris was a game that was released about a year ago by Paradox Studio. If you're not familiar with Paradox is well known for their grand strategy games, including European Universalists and many great games. And today, this game of Stellaris is the sci-fi version of a grand strategy game where you play as a space empire in a quest to dominate the galaxy, and you want to either wipe out the other races, or you want to form an alliance with them. And today, we're going to start a series on this for to allow people to see what Stellaris is like. So I'm going to start here. So the cool thing with Stellaris is you can create many races in Stellaris. You can create a lot of custom races and have them and play with them or against them depending on how you want to play. And I mean, these are some of the stock races they have, and I created some fun races based on other video games. So if you're familiar with the game like Freelancer, right? There are other human races that have been inserted. So this is the race all the Empire of Liberty. This is what if you were to imagine the U.S. America going to space is what it would look like. America. We have Rhineland, which is Europe with Germany going to space. We have the UK after they Brexited. Right. We have remember Helgas from Killzone. I tried to find a good image for them, but this is what we have. They're like an imperial race, they're police state, and militarists, they are xenophobic, right? And you can see that after years on like an arid planet, right? They've become more, they've transformed, and they are very different. And this is for fun, just putting in like a cat sovereignty, like a cat race, of people who love cats. We have this nerd from Starcraft. We have the Terran Federation. This is the race that we'll be playing as. For those who are not familiar, Terran Federation. This is from the movie Starship Trooper. And if you're not familiar with the movie, I recommend checking it out because this is one of the best movies out there. I mean, it has inspired a lot of video games. This movie Starship Trooper. And if you're not familiar with Starship Trooper, one of the biggest features of Starship Trooper is they are like a democratic empire. This is the Earth human empire becoming a federation, right? As they have advanced into the space age, right? They call themselves a democracy where people can elect the leaders, but there's a catch. In order to do that, you have to have served with the public service, meaning you have to serve as a soldier, as a paper pusher bureaucrat, or as a politician. So that's why we have citizenship service right here. There's this service guarantee citizenship. And of course, Terran Federation was a very militaristic empire. They're xenophobic, where they are afraid of aliens, and of course they're very materialist. And of course, you see we're very intelligent, we're strong, we're natural physicists. And in this game, we're gonna play with hyperspace travel, where there will be between each planet you'll have like a link, and it's pretty cool to play. So there's a ship, and we start with Earth, and these are the other races we have: Kusari, Japanese Empire, Freelancer, Helgas from Killzone, Britona Commonwealth, UK in the future, Cat Sovereignty, Rhineland, Liberty, and a bunch of other stock empires. So this is gonna be a fun thing to play. Whoops, not choosing you. I'm playing as the Terran Federation. So we're gonna play Galaxy size. We play large. We can max out the AI empires. We're gonna have max out all the fallen empires. Habitable worlds. You're gonna have one time. You're gonna play normal with AI aggressiveness. Difficulty, yeah, we play with hard because this is the easy. They have normal, hard, insane. So this would be the easy, the medium, and the hard, right? If I play normal, like they may make you think that, oh, I'm playing normal, but in fact this is the easy mode. So I'm gonna play it in the middle because I play a bit of grand strategy games in the past before. This is allow FTL method, meaning what is the method you fly with, right? They in Stellaris, there are three forms of travel. You have hyperdrive, wormhole, and warp, right? Warp drive. I'll just show you how it looks like, but we're going for hyperdrive because this is an easy way for everyone to understand. It just shows that every system is connected by like a warp plane, and this would be this would be a good one to play because we are playing with freelancer races, right? It's and where their systems are connected by a warp gate, and we want to keep true. We want to stay true to that, stay consistent to that. Empire placement, everyone's random. Advanced neighbors, let's keep this off. Endgame crisis, yes, this is on. Iron Man, Iron Man, right? Just turn this off, right? So in case if I do have to make a snippet cut, but most likely we'll be playing it straight through. Where I'll be showing you every step of the way, and so let's go at it. So this is Stellaris. This is one of the games where I'm very excited about because I've grown up playing Civilization, right? And similar games like Galactic Civilization, Civilization 2, 3, and 4, 5, and now Civ 6 is out, but I never got a chance to get a hold of it. But yeah, here we are. Let's see. So Terran Federation, we are a citizen republic, and it says in the eons since Earth's primitive human communities took shape in the meadows and the forests of Earth, our civilization has spread and prospered. Many wars were fought between early nation states, and those who could not defend themselves disappeared or were absorbed by stronger neighbors. These endless wars fosters a strong martial tradition. And to this day, full citizenship is required by those who are willing to sacrifice themselves in the defense of the state. Now, after the discovery of hyperlane network, the finest minds of the Federation finished development on the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within a grasp. So here we are, Terran Federation. So let's start. So you can see that this is Earth. This is where we are. Look at this small blue spinning Earth right here. We have the moon. We have some of our ships here. We have a construction ship, a science vessel, a space station, and 3 corvettes. This is the most basic military unit. And you have the rest of the solar system: Mercury, Venus, Mars. Where Matt Damon was stranded on. We have Saturn. Where's Jupiter, and a few of the moons. Saturn with a couple with only Titan. And then Neptune with Triton, and that's about Uranus, or Uranus, depending on how you pronounce it. So here it is. So let's start off by setting up, guys, our science ship. So the beginning at the beginning of each game, on the first 50 rounds are pretty important, where you want to set up a system. You want to get your people, right? You want to set up your people on autopilot so that they know what they're doing, right? And this is what we're doing. Right? We're going to ensure that we are getting our guys moving. We are getting our units moving, and our planets producing. So you can see. Just want to show you these are some of the resources we have. Right? We have energy, and in the future they don't use money anymore. They use energy as credits, which could make sense because with energy you can create stuff, you can produce stuff, and I guess where the currency is linked to energy, shows that they have gone back to they've gone back to a current resource back currency instead of what we have right now, which is a fiat currency. We have a mineral, which right, this is used to construct starships, space stations, or like soldiers, right, equipment. And then lastly we have food, right. So this food was something that was recently introduced right, for Utopia, where you need food to grow. You need food to grow, and in the past, food was managed at a per planet level. Now they pool all the food at the system level, which I personally find it a lot easier to manage, and of course you have more resources to trade when you meet with other empires. And then here we have influence. So influence these are is a type of resource that you use, right, to you use to like either colonize a new planet, create an outpost, or like to like set up an edict, right. So currency is something that is a currency that's used at a domestic level. So imagine this as like political will, right, within your party. Imagine like the president, right, wanting to push a law out, right. So that's he will have to use that influence power, right, within his party. And with a higher influence you can do more, and but with a lower influence, right, there's only so much you can do. And lastly we have unity. It's this was recently installed for within Utopia, or 1.5 banks update, where let me click on it, right. So like with Unity, it's like Unity is like culture in Civ 5, right. These are points that you collect so that you can adopt a tradition. In Civ 5 this would be adopting a civic, right. And very similar to Civ 5, you have like tradition slash civics, like expansion, domination, prosperity, harmony, discovery, diplomacy, supremacy. And each of these tracks, right, they have each of these category has a track, right, or multiple track, where you can have like let's go with prosperity, right. You can choose stuff like you can build like faster colony ships, right, or you can like get cheaper ship build, right. And every time you finish one category, you are given one ascension perk, and one ascension perk is listed here, where you can choose like one of these many ascension perks, right. And these are like superpowers, right, for your race, right. Whether you get something like you get more unity points, right, or it unlocks like superstructures like unlock superstructures like the Dyson sphere or the ring world. And this is pretty cool if you ask me. Right, it's something that that's make Stellaris a lot more fun at the end game stages, where you start building Dyson spheres and massive ships, and you wouldn't do good with others for the domination of the galaxy. So yeah, so here it is, and of course we're gonna start researching this, doing research, right. The thing that I don't really like about the research part from other games is research is pretty random. They randomly throw you like 3 research items to select, and you just choose one of the 3 to go with. And I know from other games like Civilization or Galactic Civilization, right, you can choose like from all the researchers out there. And this is a bit unrealistic, because when you want to do research, you should have a pool of stuff to choose from, not just like 3 items you choose. It's like every time you want to do a new research, right, you do a lottery draw, and the top winners are chosen. So yeah, so let's see what we can do, right. Yeah, so there are 3 categories. We have physics, we have society, and we have engineering research, right. And these are represented by these resources right here, right. You have physics research, society research, and engineering research. And these 3 categories of research that you'll be growing at, you'll be creating research points for, contributing research And so yeah, so we can choose force physics, so we can do lasers, right, which gives us a second level of weapons. Society, so these are other like research for like planets and governance and diplomacy, right? So here we're gonna go for like let's go for like planetary unification, right, where you get more influence points, something we need if we are looking to do like a expansion spree. And then here we have engineering. What do we want? Well, of course, I probably want to get improved spaceport, right, which allows me to build add more ships and especially stronger ships. So for each technology, for within the technology screen, you have a different like research leader. So this for heading up the physics department, we have Jeffrey Young. So this guy, he's human, age 29. His expertise is in industry. So this is industry tech, right? You'll come across those later on, right? Which is shown here, right? These are like techs that they have. Next for society, we have Miriam, right? And then for engineering, we have Esh, I guess Esh, who heads up the engineering department, and for research in Stellaris, right? You can you can assign a different scientist for you can assign a different scientist. Like right here, I'm trying to find a new person for engineering. I can choose from any of these people to head the engineering department, and you can even choose to have nobody heading it too. But you suffer like a minor penalty of about like 10 to 25% without a scientist. So it does help have a scientist, and if you can match their specialties with the subject of what you're currently researching, you do get a bonus. And occasionally you do have someone like Ash, right, who's a genius according to Stellaris, right, where her research speed will be 10% faster than the other guy. So you can see, right, other people, they have 7%, and Ash has 17%, and this value is calculated by, right, they have a base value plus all these other modifier. So this is pretty cool when you see it, and yeah, I think we have everything else settled up, and we're going to start the time. Let's go into the galactic view. So look at the galaxy, what it looks like, right? So we're playing in this elliptical universe, right? And we are right here. Maybe next time I'll play a spiral galaxy, but for now this is a good one because it's a great way to get started, especially when you're playing hyperlanes, right? And this is what I meant by hyperlanes too, right? You can see that every system is connected by like a lane here, and you can see like you can have different systems being connected, and you can see it very well. Yeah, so this is what we have here, and we have different nebula, different locations. So let's look at our galactical neighborhood. Right? We have here Sol, we have Alpha Centauri, we have Sirius, a couple stars that we're familiar with, and then these are other stars too. Bernard Star, I think this is another common one. I don't know my astronomy well enough, but every time I play I see this, so it must be a nearby star. So yeah, so this is our corner right here, and somewhere in this universe there are about 25 other races, including this, and this is a mix of races that we put together, and races that Stellaris has generated for us. So look, anomaly on Mars. So it looks like so let's read this. Ancient signs of life. This barren and lifeless world is showing signs of life of once having supported a biosphere. Yeah, let's do a research. Maybe we find something good there. So it looks like our scout is going to be scouting Mars right now. So you can see scout right here. So going around, you can see this is Mars. It's a lifeless planet. Okay, so let's continue. Continue. Oh, where are you going? Oh yeah, it's going on top of Mars to research Mars. So you can see that this is how they illustrate research. It's just like a beam, an adoption beam. scanner beam. So let's look at a planet, right? So let's look at planet Earth right here. So you can see, as you can see, Earth looks like this in the future. We live in a pretty green world, right? And ours is a continental world. So to describe a bit more about worlds and Stellaris, right? In Stellaris, we have different forms of world, right? We have continental world, we have Arctic world, we have Savannah world, and we have like water world, ocean world, right? So there are different forms of planets in Stellaris, and for each race, right, you can choose to be to to be compatible with one world, and by doing so, it also will make you less compatible with other worlds. And to become more compatible, you have to either terraform the world or you colonize it with a race that is more compatible. So let's go back here. Terraforming candidate discovered. Our detailed survey of Mars has revealed that it may once have supported life in the distant past. There are significant deposits of frozen water at the polar ice caps, and beneath the planet's surface, the existence of valley networks suggests that the water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. Fascinating. So they're saying that Mars once had life, and that's about it. And of course, it says Mars candidate modifier added, giving the following effects. So now it's saying that Mars can be a candidate for terraform, and you can see right here, right? There's a button that says you can terraform, but we don't have the technology for that. Back to Earth. So here we can see this is the habitability, right? It shows how compatible a race is with Earth. And other races, right, they may have a lower score depending on whether, like how their race is determined, right? If the race is a continental world preference type of race, they will have 100% habitability. If they have a preference that is less toward continental world, right, they have a lower habitability. And of course, these are the resources I was mentioning about at the beginning. We have like energy, mineral, food, physics, society, and engineering. This is the unrest, and this goes up with unhappy people. We have a governor, we have edicts, as which I mentioned. So let's look at the surface of the planet, right? And here you can see that we see the buildings that are generating energy. We have mines generating mineral. We have food. We have of course these are blocker tiles that prevent you from building anything, and you have to get rid of them so that you can start building things, and it costs you like quite a bit of energy, 40 energy and 40 mineral, and it may not seem like a lot, but when you're starting off in the game, you probably want to use and make the most of your resources, right? And you probably want to spend it on building, spend it on ships, spend it on maybe a colonization ship to begin with. So let's see what else can we build here, right? We know that at the beginning of stage of every game, right, resource is key. Like you need to get as much resource as you can, but at the same time you don't want to be at an energy deficit too. So you have to balance everything. So for here, what we need the most right now is probably mineral, but we're far from getting there yet, because this place is still empty. We have one human worker that is still growing, right? So it'll be a while before this is activated, and this will still remain empty. But just to be sure, we'll just build something right now. Let's build like a Let's build a power plant here. Let's do a power plant right here. So yeah, so we will let them build, and let's start sending our guys out here. We have like we have some ships here. I'm going to split them up so that they can go in separate ways and explore different parts of parts of the local galaxy area. So you can see the way that I'm flying this ship around. Right? I just want to hit up as many like places as I can. Like, so without backtracking like this one right here. So yeah, so let's try this out. Hit up all these places and send him back to Seoul. I doubt that this guy is gonna survive, but it's worth a shot anyway. And then I gotta send him out. And then same thing right here, right? We have two ships right here. Let's send this ship over to this side and get him to discover this side of the galaxy. Discover this side of the galaxy. And yeah, I think it's important for us to know like who our neighbors are. The sooner the better. So this is the second guy. And let's look at the third guy. So let's get the third guy to go here. So some of these guys probably would end up being dead because they would come across like alien races. So then we come across NPCs, hostile NPCs. Especially in the early stages of the game when these ships are so fragile, they die so easily, right? So, but sometimes you have to do this, right? You have to send them out to collect information. So this is for the greater good of the Empire. So here it is. So this is our the beginning of the game. We're going to send our ships out, and just to be safe, let's build a couple more of these guys in case if they die. They're disposable. They're like the red shirts, the pawn, right? So here they are. So yeah, so this is our first recording. I'm just testing out. I'm doing my first recording on YouTube, the first Let's Play. Hey, we found an alien race, and we just called it. We have discovered some form of alien vessels in this Utopia system. These strange objects we flag as Alpha Menace, and we can learn more about them. So, contact report. The spacefarer Earth is in an uproar following news of unidentified ships sighted in the void. Their intentions are known. It could be prudent to assume the worst. So you can see our race is a very xenophobic race where we do fear aliens. And yeah, so I'm going to end this episode right here. And yeah, we're going to end this episode right here with a cliffhanger. And join us tomorrow to see who we came across. So thanks for joining us. See you next time.